Hi, good evening, everyone. It's Lady Divine, Lady Empress. Just here just to talk about a subject I've been wanting to talk about. Um, Trying to get more into dropping more videos than just tarot to help you guys out. And to just share the knowledge and the light that I have, and I feel like I'm tired of sitting on, so I'm releasing everything that I know, what I've been through, and hopes for it to not only just help you, but maybe minister or speak to you in ways in a different perspective, show you a different perspective to help you govern other things about yourself, situations, and things on your journey. Because we are connected and all one, and I think it's time to let each other know that we are here and we are all experiencing the same thing, um, same emotions and everything, just in different ways. So, without further ado, let me get on the subject. So the subject for today is childhood trauma. Um, I don't know how a lot of people, from my experience, a lot of people kind of don't shiver, quiver, or run from this subject. It's more of a denial. I get a very heavy denial energy when it comes to speaking about and around childhood trauma. Um, but that is what I'll go into later. First, I want to talk about the word trauma and the experience that a lot of people associate and connect with the word trauma. On my spiritual journey, I have learned that words are not really entitled, they're not really that important as we make them out to be, because every word that we have go through, that we know and go through, we experience different than the next person. So my experience with the word trauma doesn't hit as home and hard as somebody that was taught and brought up that trauma is huge. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it hurts. Like, no, I've never had no trauma. I've never been through a traumatic experience because I know growing up as a kid, the first thing of trauma that I ever learned was PTSD, post traumatic stress, which a lot of people that will go to wars have and come back with. So I usually associate traumatic experience and trauma with war, something so big. And I feel like a lot of people do as well because of the lack of understanding and the knowledge of actual trauma that society kind of hides from us. Um, it's kind of a diluted definition, as in it has to be something so huge and big, when in reality, something traumatic can be so small, or I wouldn't say small, but it can be frowned upon because in somebody else's world it is small, it's minuscule. So with that understanding, we tend to turn away from things that are actually traumatic and throw them in the back as that's not traumatic, it's not big enough. It's not, it's kind of that feeling of yeah, it may be bad, but somebody has it worse. That's kind of the energy that's attached to the word trauma and the American society and understanding of the word. So, touching on trauma, trauma is simple as something that caused you to feel negative or feel less than, lack of, or not enough. Um, or it just caused you to look at life a different way, approach life in a different way. It's an experience, a situation that caused you to feel like how you are going about life is not the right way, and you need to change your approach in order to survive. So, usually, the first thing we experience is actually childhood trauma, childhood traumatic experiences, because we were kids first, we were children first, we experienced our childhood first. So, going through that, of course, we're not going to have humongous childhood experiences that's going to cause trauma. It's the small things and it's the details that make up the bigger picture. And um, going into the denial of it, we denied those small details. A lot of people are like, oh, I had a great childhood. My childhood was great. It was amazing. I had a good childhood. Or you have people that are like, I don't remember much of my childhood. Yeah, it's kind of faint. Or I remember some things. I remember a little bit. It's get a little fuzzy and hazy around here. Or you have people like, you remember when we did this? And they're like, no. That tends to be me a lot. Like, oh no. But I got to the point of understanding and being okay with it's part of life, and I'm doing healing. And as I grow, I'm growing to learn more about myself and awareness about myself and my traumas. So they're like, you remember this? I'm like, nah, I really don't remember much. I was very, got a lot of trauma in my childhood. From my childhood, I was very traumatic. My childhood was very traumatic. That's me being dramatic, but and that's what people think trauma is, a dramatic experience, a dramatic situation. But no, it could be as something as small as heartbreak. For a lot of us, our first childhood trauma, which especially in the culture of Black people, our major generational childhood trauma is daddy issues, male and female. And now that I'm getting older, I'm starting to see a lot of mommy issues, which come in a different way. They come in a different angle than daddy issues. But that's our first basis of childhood trauma. So if you ever hear somebody say, "Yeah, no, I don't have no childhood trauma," it's cap. We all got daddy issues, especially if you black. 9 times out of 10. Some people are very blessed and lucky that they had their dad, but sometimes even then, you have a father that's in and out of your life that could cause a traumatic experience as well. So, like I said, denial. A lot of people are very much in denial about their trauma. Um, Not denial in a way to where they don't want to see it. It's a denial more so in a way of they don't know. They're unaware. They don't see it. You know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily see or connect certain issues that they're probably still not even aware of those issues of everyday life and relationships. They're not used or can connect those back to childhood. Like, no, I think my childhood's pretty good. You think your childhood is pretty good because you groomed it to look as if it was pretty good, because you wanted it to be pretty good. Nobody wants to go through traumatic experiences, but it's the necessary part of life, because those are the moments that we're made out of. They're not meant to change us. They're meant to grow us, not change who we are at the core of us, but help maneuver through life a better way, because the core of us is so pure and such light as children are and innocent, that it's like, well, okay, well, I have to throw this at you to teach you that the world has some situations like this. And in order to get through it, I need you to understand your strength and what you bring to the table, not change it, but learn how to maneuver through it. A lot of us, we change. Life continues to put brick on top of brick. We're supposed to remove that brick. When gets put on top of us, we move it. Not let brick, and just learn how to hold all those bricks and like, oh, we're going to the gym today. We're gonna get ripped today because we gotta hold all these bricks. No, you're not supposed to hold those bricks. You're not supposed to hold them. They will break you. They will literally break you, and that's what they're here to do. You know, the other side of the light is to try to break the core of you, to break you and use you as the vessel. Okay? No, you are a soul, you are a spirit, you are a consciousness, unlimited consciousness. Okay? That's what you are at your core. Okay? So your core is using this vessel. Somebody wants your vessel. So they're going to do and throw everything at you they can to break that vessel. Your job is to not let it break you. So when they throw one brick, you remove that brick. You don't let them keep throwing bricks on you till you can't hold it anymore. So the denial, back to the denial. Sorry, I got off on thing. They're very much not aware, or a lot of people don't want to look at. It's gonna get crazy. They don't want to look at their parents as the issue, or like they did something wrong, you know? And that's not even what I'm saying. When you deal with childhood issues, you don't go and say, oh, my mom and my dad did this. No, 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 no. Your mom and your dad did everything they could in their power, the best way they knew how, to care about you and carry you through this life. Understand that. It's not putting blame. There's no one to blame. It's just about healing. So some people don't want to point fingers and blame, like they feel guilty. If I blame my mother or my father, what does that say about me? And no, because as kids we grow up with this ideal of our parents being superheroes. They can't do anything wrong. They know what's best for us, what to do. They feed us, they clothe us, they do all these things. They're superheroes. But as you get older and you start to deal with your childhood trauma, you're gonna understand and realize first is first. My parents are people too. Before there was a me, there was a them, and them were going through what everyone else is going through. They are not exempt just because they're your parents. So that's one reason a lot of people go into denial is because, oh, I gotta blame somebody. I don't want to blame my parents. They took care of me. I feel guilty. I feel guilty. I feel guilty. I can't do that. But no, you have to understand some things were just not handled the best way they could have been. That's what caused the traumatic experience. So don't just brush off something that you feel like, oh no, that can't be me. My child was great. We can be honest and be real that you do not, and I repeat, you do not remember 100% of your childhood. Why? Because there was some traumatic areas and situations in your life where you felt like, okay, I'm gonna put this in this little box or this envelope, I'm gonna seal it up, put it in the bottle, I'm gonna throw this bottle in the vast ocean and it'll get lost at sea. Nobody will ever know. I won't even remember. How you gonna remember something that you tried your hardest and longed to forget? So you mean to tell me you wanted to forget it and now all of a sudden you remember that it happened, you wanted to forget about it and you forgot about it? No, you're not gonna remember that you forgot about it. You're gonna forget about it and it's never gonna be thought about again. That's what traumatic situations do in your childhood. Especially as you grow and things get faint, memories begin to faint. Your memory is like, what did they say? Like when FBI's try to ask people about suspects, your brain will really solidify and be like, you remember the shirt being orange. Whole time the shirt was not orange, it was actually gray. Your brain does that to your memories. So if already your brain can't remember certain things that happened you just seen a day ago, not even 24 hours, how you think it's gonna actually interpret a whole traumatic experience that you wanted to forget? Come on now. You're gonna base all the good things, which is good. Focus on the good things, but that's not where you're moving from. You're moving from a subconscious part of your brain, the robot, the unawareness, the survival, the fight and flight. You're moving out of a survival part of your brain. You're just, I need to survive. I need to survive. Food, clothes, eat, make money, the same basic necessities. Instead of living, being, breathing, enjoying, experiencing, receiving, loving, living. That's the part of the brain you want to be in. Get out of survival mode. Survival mode is survival. Fight, 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 fight or flight. I'm either fight for this because my my well-being and me living stands on this. I gotta fight. I gotta go. I gotta get up. I gotta go to work. I gotta get this money. I gotta feed myself. I gotta do this. That's the fight. The flight is somebody's trying to love me. That's unfamiliar. I gotta go. This is new. It feels good, but I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I gotta go. Let me see what I wrote. Okay. So yeah, a lot of people are in denial about their childhood traumas. So um, this is just a brief discussion about it. I'll be talking about and going into more depth on my extended on Patreon. So if you are interested and would like to join my Patreon, please click the link below. It'll take you right over to my Patreon. Join up. We would love to, love to, love to have you a part of the family. But I will be posting the extended part of this video on there. So um, hope to see you soon. If not, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be posting a lot more on topics like this, and probably just things about life, things I feel like you guys need to know, or just want to know your perspective, to shed some light, because I feel like right now psychology, anything dealing with the brain, the behavior, and why we move the way we move, but we want what we want and we run from the things that we want, is not understood because it's not really taught. It's not really shown. A lot of people are not really aware of it. And I'm here to bring awareness and shed some light on it. So let me know how you like this video. And if you have any ideas of anything that you would like me to discuss, drop that below. But like, share, comment, subscribe. Um, Other than that, love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching this far. See you later.